She thinks her mother-in-law can't stand her.
Do you hate her?
Yes, I do.
And she's right.
You said, I am so sick of her, I can't believe how much I hate her. Do you hate the Taliban that much?
Is she a meddling mother-in-law?
Did you say to her, my son can marry you, but I don't have to like you?
I never said that.
Did she say that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or is her daughter-in-law
So you're spoiled?
Not rotten, but spoiled.
a prima donna?
Is she perfect? No, she's a young bride. She's gonna burn the turkey.
She'd have to cook it first. He cooks. Your coworker said you called us a horrible family.
Well, I would think you kind of qualify, don't you? Let's do it. Why don't we stop all the drama, stop all the fighting, and let's go get you better.
Here we go. Have a good show, everybody.
If I can help get this family back on track, are you willing to do that?
Ready, free, take.
This is going to be a changing day in your life. Go, Dr. Phil. Well, thank you much. Thank you very much. Now, my first guest, Donna, says she never hated a person as much as she hates her spoiled, ungrateful, disrespectful daughter-in-law. Now, Donna's son, Brad, and his wife, Jen, say they've had it with Donna's abuse, and they cut the cord 4 months ago. Take a look.
I hate my daughter-in-law with a passion.
The problems with my mother-in-law are ruining my life.
I'm being torn between the woman I love and the mother who raised me.
My mother-in-law makes me feel worthless.
Jen hates me. I know it. I don't care.
My mother-in-law is abusive, rude, and demanding of my family.
I think my daughter-in-law's a bitch, a lazy bitch. Jen was raised to be a spoiled brat. Jen told my son that she wouldn't accept anything less than a 7-carat diamond ring. A 7-carat diamond ring was over $100,000. Jen has no concept for money. Her parents gave her anything she wanted. I have worked my butt off for everything that we have acquired.
My mother had a rough upbringing. My mom thinks Jen is spoiled because she grew up in a privileged family.
Jen is trying to keep me from seeing my granddaughter. The last time I saw my granddaughter, Olivia, was June 2012. And I've only seen her 5 times and not more than 5 minutes at a time.
The day after Olivia was born, Donna came to the hospital and she held Olivia, and then she posted a picture of me, Brad, and Olivia saying, biggest ass to the left, referring to me.
I never had that picture or said that.
When I saw that picture, I wasn't shocked. Was I hurt? Yeah.
That is not a word that I would use, no.
You're upset. Tell me why.
I just don't understand how she hates me so much.
But you feel that, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you feel that she really hates her.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Do you think that disrespects you?
Yeah, it disrespects me a lot.
Yeah, because she's treating your wife that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you hate her?
Yes, I do.
But you don't remember anything. I watched your tape piece. You said you don't remember anything about that comment that you made on Facebook. You said you just don't remember doing that.
I did not make that comment.
So you didn't make that comment?
I did not.
Okay. Well, what is this we're looking at? It says, biggest ass I know, the one on the left. That would be you. And this is from your face. Did somebody hack your Facebook page?
It's altogether possible. My sister-in-law does it all the time.
She hacks your Facebook page?
Not my Facebook page. She does it for a living.
She's a hacker?
Yes, she works for the federal government.
You're going to accuse Aunt Kate
No, I'm
in
not
Virginia
saying that. I'm saying that somebody else.
hacking your phone.
Are you really...
I'm telling you, I did not put
See,
that
that's
on.
kind of insulting to my intelligence.
I'm not insulting your intelligence, but I did not post that.
Okay, who took it down yesterday?
I would like to know how they saw it, because I'm not friends with them on Facebook. They blocked me from Facebook.
Okay, well, we'll ask them that in a minute, but
because of the
first
fact-
answer my question. Who took it down yesterday?
I did because they brought it to my attention that it was on there and I didn't put it on there.
Okay, but you took it down.
I took it down, yes.
Okay, but we got a screen grab of it before you took it down because I wanted to show it to you today.
Right, and as soon
And I
as
had
they...
a sneaking suspicion you were going to take it down before you got here. I was right.
I didn't write it down.
It was up there for a year. It was up there for a year, and you take it down the day before you come to the Dr. Phil Show. It's there for 364 days, and then you took it down the day before you came to the Dr. Phil Show.
It wasn't up there for 364 days, and I can verify that because I know my friends saw it on Facebook, and it wasn't on there.
Okay, but you didn't put it up there.
I did not put it up there.
Okay.
I will take a
believe
lie
that?
detector test right now to say that I did not put it
Well,
up
I don't
there.
have one on me, but I might take you up on that.
Sure.
But listen, I'm asking you to help me here. So you're saying you didn't put that up there.
I did not.
Let me see if I've got these excerpts right from your emails. And I've got the actual emails here. And there's a reason that I'm saying I'm doing this for a purpose. These are just excerpts. Dr. Phil, I hate my daughter-in-law. I feel this hatred every day. I can't believe how much I hate her. Hate is a big word. Hate.
Yes.
You hate her. Is there a way to get past the hatred? How can I get over the extreme hatred I have towards my daughter-in-law? I am so angry over not being able to see my granddaughter, I can't function. I am so sick of her, I don't know what to do. I have been unable to sleep going over everything. I have never hated a person as much as this. How do I get over this hatred? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14 times you hatred. I'm not sure. Do you hate the Taliban that much?
Probably not.
That's a lot of hatred for one little girl. What has she done to you?
She, since my son was building a house when they were dating, she shows up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. She sleeps until 11.
Okay.
Gets up, gets ready, and then she comes over to work on the house.
Okay, now you're a nurse, right?
No, not then.
No, keep in mind, we're dating at the time, not even engaged. And what responsibility does she have to come to my house, which I'm building, and help me out? She's not obligated to do that. And I didn't ask that of her.
No, and I was over at your house helping you, and you didn't ask me either.
Look, does this boil down to the fact that you think she's spoiled?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, are you spoiled?
Yeah.
So you're spoiled?
Not rotten, but spoiled.
Not rotten and spoiled. So did you come from a nice family?
Yeah.
Were
I've been very blessed.
they an affluent family?
Yeah.
And so you had some nice things in life?
But I've always worked ever since I could drive. Always.
You've always
Sometimes
had a
two
job?
jobs. Always.
And you went to college?
Except for when I was in the actual College of Nursing for like a year and a half, I didn't have a job, I think.
Are you a nurse?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And do you like that? Are you good at it?
I'm very good at it.
So you're a caregiver and,
Yeah.
and you work at that?
Yeah.
My mother was in the hospital, and her coworkers said, "Oh, you're Brad's horrible family, huh?"
I wasn't even working when she was there.
No, you weren't working, but your coworkers said that's what you called us, the horrible family.
That
Well,
doesn't make sense.
I would think you kind of qualify, don't you?
She's a liar. She is.
Do you leave voicemails calling her a bitch?
Not that I recall.
And later,
The fighting with my mom has gotten so bad that we have purchased firearms to protect ourselves.
but what you want in your life is you want to have a relationship with your granddaughter and you want to have a relationship with your son, right?
How can you ever expect to
Wouldn't
have
that be great?
if you don't want to have a relationship with my wife?
But that is what you want, right? You want to be able to see the grandbaby
I would like to see my granddaughter.
and you want to have a relationship with your son.
Yes?
Do you realize if we rented a conference room here in Hollywood and we met and said, you said, okay, Dr. Phil, how can I make sure I never have to deal with this little munchkin and I never have to deal with my son? I finally got him out of the house. How can I fix it where I never have to deal with him or that kid that he had? We would come up with a strategy of alienating his wife. That would be our strategy. That's what I would recommend. If you didn't ever want to see him again and you didn't want to deal with that baby, I would say attack his wife. That'll get him every time. That's what we would come up with. You have come up with the best plan for making sure you don't get what it is you say you want. That can't be an accident. So what's really going on here? Because I don't believe that you may be a lot of things, but dumb is not on the list. So what's really going on here?
No, I've helped my family in every way possible. And I didn't have a problem with my daughter-in-law until the last year.
We're not talking about that, and I'm not asking you how good of a martyr you are. I'm asking you, you said what you want is a relationship with your grandbaby and your son, but you have chosen a tact that guarantees you won't have that. You're smart enough to know that. Tell me what's going on.
I didn't know she hated me. She said that she hated me. She did, outright, the last time I was there. She told me she hated me.
She hates the way that you treat her.
No,
doesn't
she
hate
says,
you.
I've hated you since the first time you hollered at me when you were working on the house.
Why was she not invited to the baby shower?
Because she hates me. It's basically what it came down to, the threats.
Tell me about the threats.
She ended up billing Brad for $26,000 for digging a basement on our last house. When she billed us this last time, she threatened to put a lien on our property, which we were on a construction loan at the time, so we could have lost our house. The first, with the first fights and stuff, she was trying to destroy my marriage, and she didn't want me to marry him. And being completely honest, that's the only reason why we've ever had problems together. Is because of her.
Did you not, in June of this year, when we went to the funeral, you came up to me and hugged me. So,
I've always tried to be nice.
yeah.
I've always tried to forgive and move past.
Well, if
all
you
the
wanted
mean
to,
things you've said.
if you wanted to forgive and forget, then you wouldn't have said that you hated me since the first time I hollered at you.
I know I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
I know I
You
didn't,
said- you
because I was
also
very
said you
careful
didn't
with my
throw the
words,
presents.
because I didn't want to be that person.
I brought
Did you
it.
say to her, my son can marry you, but I don't have to like you?
I never said that.
Did she say that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, now look, somebody's lying here. Come on. I can't help y'all if you're just up here with a CYA attitude. Look, I'm up here talking to Dr. Phil. I'm going to cover my ass. I can't help you if nobody owns anything. Are they lying? Did you just not say that?
She's a liar. She is. You have to. You didn't talk to everybody that's involved in this issue. My mom will
No,
tell
you're
you.
here. I don't need others. I'm talking to you. You don't need a posse. I'm just talking to you.
Everybody else can back me up. She told. I brought a gift over for the baby in June. And
Let's look at the context
Do you
of the
leave
story
voicemails
first.
calling her a bitch?
not that I recall.
Pardon me?
Not that I recall.
Not that you recall. Wow. Okay, let's take a break and everybody take a deep breath. All right, next, Jen and Brad say they live in fear of Donna because of her rage and that it has intensified with every event that's taken place. Things are so bad, they say they now sleep with a gun beside their bed. And I want to de-escalate this situation here. I want these people to be a family. We'll be right back.
The fighting with my mom has gotten so bad that we have purchased firearms to protect ourselves.
I hate guns, so that was very scary for me.
My mother has never been physically violent with us, but the rage that she has makes it a possibility for us. My mother is irrational, overbearing, and throws tantrums. One time, we were installing the hardwood floors. Jen's brother told her to close the door.
He said to me that, shut the frickin' door, the air conditioning's on. His comments to me were like a slap in the face, and it set me over the edge.
And she stormed out of the house and left us to finish the job. Later on, she called me and left me a voicemail of the sounds of her throwing my tools out of their storage shed.
Hey, I just wanted you to hear. There's a paint sprayer. Can you hear that? Next is a table saw.
Well, Donna says she absolutely cannot stand her daughter-in-law, hates her, and she wrote 5 emails asking if there's a way for her to ever control the rage she feels for her daughter-in-law. And the answer is yes, of course you can and need to control the rage. Brad said things are so bad that they have taken drastic measures and now sleep with a gun to protect themselves from his mother.
The fighting with my mom has gotten so bad that we have purchased firearms to protect ourselves. I own a .40 caliber pistol. I also have a 20 gauge pump shotgun. This one was given to me by my grandfather. Jen learned to shoot from a friend of ours.
This is where our friends taught me how to shoot guns for the first time. I hate guns, so that was very scary for me. The whole time I was saying, this is creepy.
My mother has never been physically violent with us, but the rage that she has makes it a possibility for us. We started locking our doors. We changed the code on the garage door. I was afraid my mom was gonna barge in the door. We have to protect family.
Okay, so y'all now have guns in the house?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I've spent a lot of time around, I'm from Texas, and I've spent a lot of time around guns, and my wife is actually a FBI certified marksman. You don't play with guns, and let me tell you the most likely thing that's going to happen, the most likely person who's going to get shot with that gun is you. You don't need to be having a gun around. You're not prepared, you're not ready to be, you're not going to shoot somebody other than yourself with a gun. That's not a good idea. She is not safe with a gun. Take it from me, this is what I do. This is not safe. You don't want to be, what, are you going to shoot your mother?
No, and I said that from the beginning.
Well, then get those guns out of there. She's not prepared to be handling a gun.
We didn't buy a gun for the specific purpose of shooting my mother, no.
See, that's good news. You should, that's the thing on the plus side here.
The incidents kind of leading up to getting the gun opened our eyes to the fact that we need to be able to protect ourselves better.
Yes, you want to do that, but not with firearms. That's inappropriate here. Do you agree you have an anger problem with her, or do you have an anger problem in general?
No, I have an anger problem with her.
With her. Brad's mother recently left this angry voicemail for Brad and Jen.
My mom does call and leave threatening voicemails.
You've eliminated us from your life. So I'm just abiding by your wishes, and I don't care. I don't want to be hurt anymore. I don't care. You guys can all go to hell.
I have a recording of my mom saying that she doesn't want to be with my mother anymore.
So I'm eliminating you all from my life, and you can take your daughter and do whatever you want.
She'll also send text messages, she'll send emails, she'll write letters. I finally had enough and called her and told her to stop calling, to stop writing, to stop.
I don't care. My heart is closed. I don't care about anyone anymore.
Okay. Now, is that a truthful voicemail? Do you mean what you said in that voicemail?
Yes, I do.
No, come on. You don't. See, that was a litmus test question.
See,
Donna, you don't mean that.
I would do anything for my kids.
But you,
and I've done
you
a
don't
lot
answer,
for my kids.
You don't
No,
answer questions.
No, I will answer your question.
Then please do. The question was, do you mean what you said in an email? You're out of my life, you're eliminated, and I don't care. I don't care about you. I don't care anymore. I don't care.
I got to the point that I don't want to be hurt anymore. And so I put up a brick wall, I turn off my feelings so nobody can hurt me.
The question was, is that a truthful email where you said, I don't care?
At that time, yes. I'm tired of being hurt.
Is it true today?
My brick wall is still up.
Why are you wasting your time and my time together? You know you care. You care desperately. That's why you are behaving so desperately. That's why you are clinging so hard, pursuing so aggressively, trying so desperately to change the dynamic here because you care so much. You are hurt. You feel rejected. Your son has another woman in his life. She is everything that you don't want for him. You think she uses him. You think she abuses him. You think she doesn't carry her own weight. You think she doesn't care for him and take care of him and do for him the way you have and could and would. Instead, you think she's just a parasite that drains him and takes from him and bleeds him dry. And you care very much about all of that. You miss this child that you want, that's an extension of your son that you want to have a connection with. You miss your son. You want to have a connection with him. And if you could just get rid of her, everything would be fine. You care very much about this, which is why you are so desperately angry. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong. But Jen, I mean, she feels the same way about me. Because, yes, she does.
And we're not talking about her, we're talking about you. You are a master at deflection. The problem is I'm better. What's good about her?
I suppose she probably takes good care of my granddaughter. I wouldn't know because I don't get to see her.
Boy, you were so close. What's good about her?
I don't know a whole lot.
Come on, it
that's
won't
good
break
about
your jaw. If it does, I'll wire it shut for you. What's good about her?
I don't know much that's good about her.
Oh, come on.
She's spoiled. And
Look, my wife is spoiled. I love spoiling my wife.
I love spoiling my grandsons, too.
There you go. What's wrong with that? You love somebody, you want to do nice things for them. I'm glad that you had a nice life.
And I thought
I
I
hope
did.
you continue to have a nice life.
And I thought I did nice things for them. I was there.
So what's the good about her?
She supported them when they were building the house.
There you go. What else?
I don't know. I just suppose she probably takes good care of my granddaughter. I wouldn't know because I don't get to see her.
Oh, boy, you were so close. You were so close. Is she intelligent?
Well, she went to college. She got a degree.
Hey, she's got a nursing degree. Let me tell you, I've taken a lot of the courses they have to take in anatomy and physiology and biochemistry, and this is not easy stuff. So she's got to be intelligent to have passed that. And then you have to pass a licensing exam. Nurses are very sophisticated professionals. You have to give her that. At least academically, you have to say that she's very sophisticated. Not based on opinion, but based on objective. Let me tell you, nurses are the absolute backbone of the healthcare system. And she's had to pass very sophisticated objective measures. So you have to admit, based on objective measures, she's intelligent, right?
Sure.
What else do you know about someone that's done this? You know that she has the ability to set a long-term goal, meet deadlines, stick with it, and achieve that long-term goal. You know that about her, right? Because when you go to college, you have to get along with people that don't have to get along with you, your professors. You have to make deadlines. You have to work long hours and do practicums and externships and all of that type thing. You have to perform, so that means you got to have a lot of motivation. Am I true? Huh?
Yeah.
I've got two sisters that are nurses, by the way. So I know a lot about this. So you know that about her, right? See, if you just look, you could find those things. She's very articulate. Would you agree with that? She has great word power.
But you have all the good things. You know, you don't.
Oh,
you're
it can be turned to evil.
bypassing all the old
No, I'm not saying
problems.
even the good things could be turned to evil. I'm just saying, but you have to acknowledge they're there, right? She's articulate.
Right.
Do you agree she's very attractive?
Yes.
What a handsome couple. I bet they make great-looking babies. So aren't there some really nice things? And does your son love her?
Yes, he does.
So aren't you thrilled that he found someone in this world that he loves and that loves him back? I mean, wouldn't you celebrate that? Isn't that a victory for him? Isn't that what we want for our children? I have a son that's married that's about your age, and he just loves his wife and has 2 little grandkids. And I celebrate every day that he found a woman that he loves and that they have babies and are healthy and happy and just make a great family. I celebrate that every day. Robin celebrates that every day. And when we get together as a family and all, it's here they are. That's my oldest son, Jay, and that's his wife, Erica, and their 2 little babies, London and Avery. And you want to be in that kind of picture, right?
Well, even before all this happened, she wouldn't come over to our house for family meals or
That's a yes, right?
any Christmas. No.
That's a yes. You want to be in that kind of picture.
She doesn't want to be part of our family.
But that's a yes. You want to be in that kind of picture, right?
Sure.
And you want to be in that kind of picture, right? You want to have an extended family where you guys can love and support each other and go have girl talk and stuff like that and kind of gang up on him sometimes and
Well,
have fun.
you have to love him because when they got married, he wrote all the thank you notes for all the gifts.
It's not true. He did for your family, I did for
my
mine.
family, yes.
I did
for
my
my family.
And I have a huge, I mean, I
Well,
have
you don't miss a
13
chance, do you?
I sent a gift to the baby shower. I did not get a thank you note.
Yeah.
I sent a gift. Even your
had my
godmother
name
wasn't
on it.
invited to the baby shower. Your godmother.
What'd you send, a rocking horse or a rocking chair?
I gave them a rocking chair. She
Well,
didn't
Brad
say
says his
thank
mother's
you.
erratic behavior has made him change the garage codes, lock his doors, and tell his neighbors to call the police if they see his mother on his property line. Talk about that when we come back.
I never had any issues with Jen until the last year. Jen is very beautiful. She's delicate,
There's just been so much hurt.
but she's very high maintenance. Jen's feelings are hurt constantly.
You know, I feel like it comes out in anger from her.
In the beginning, my mom really liked Jen and would even come to her defense.
Donna loved me in the beginning. Donna was supportive of me and Brad being together, but no, I don't think I'll ever trust her.
Well, Donna says she not only hates John Lauer, but if that is true, then why is she sabotaging her son's business on Facebook?
Donna has tried sabotaging Brad on Facebook several times.
She had posted that I do poor tile work. On a picture of our house, she put that it was cold and unfeeling. On a thread that I had going with a client, she had posted that kids are always costing their parents money. It got so bad that I banned her from my business page.
Did you do that?
They made a comment on Facebook that said, babies are sure expensive, and my comment was, kids are always expensive.
Well, I've got
Always
your comments.
expensive.
I'm asking you if you went on there and said he did shoddy work.
He did. He tiled my house.
I understand, but my question is, did you go on his Facebook page and say that he did shoddy work?
I made a comment that said my grout was coming out.
Let's,
No, that's not what you said. You said he did shoddy work. That is not an essay question. The question is, did you go on his Facebook and say he did shoddy work? That's a yes or no question. The answer is yes. I've read it. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And did you happen to mention the fact that the reason that the grout popped up was because your other son left the faucet run all night and the floor soaked up all the water and it popped all the tile back up?
Do I have to be here for this tile discussion?
You don't.
I don't think you're a bad tile guy.
Thank
If I
you.
had some tile work, I would call you, seriously. I mean, you seem like a very exacting young man, and I suspect you got a lot of direction and training from her, and you seem to me like you would be very buttoned up as a contractor.
I will take you on any time you want. I can drive a dump truck.
I bet you can.
I can dig with a backhoe. I can use a skid loader. I can do anything that anybody asks of me.
I bet you can. That's why I said I would suspect that he had good direction from you. I was giving you a compliment. I wasn't trying to pick a fight. Don't you run a dump truck over me. Look, here's the thing. I want you to have a relationship with your family. I want you to have a relationship with this grandbaby. But you've got to understand you have made yourself very prickly. And listen, is she perfect? No, of course not. She's young. She's going to burn the turkey. She's going to say things she shouldn't
She has
say.
to cook it first. He cooks.
I clean.
Why do I like you?
Because I can come and I can dig your basement for you. I can put in a sewer lateral. I can do
I
it
don't
all.
know why I like you, because you're just obnoxious.
Why would I complain now?
Is that yes?
I did say yes
Oh,
before,
yeah,
but-
just
but
say
he
yes.
didn't want you there.
Just say yes.
Yes.
Thank you. There's a point at which you have to be back to common sense. You've got to recognize you got to go along to get along, and you have to be willing to just have an accepting spirit.
It's a two-way street.
It is a two-way street, but you're the adult here. You're the mother. You're
No,
the
she's an
matriarch.
adult,
I know,
too.
but you're the matriarch in this family. You're his mother, and I'm going to tell him some things here in a minute, but you've got to listen, when I started dating Robin, you know, we're just 3 years apart. Everybody thinks she's a trophy wife because I've looked like this. No, seriously, I've looked like this since I was 12. And when I first went to date her the first time, you were 19?
Yes.
And I was 23 and looked exactly like I do right now. And so I rang the doorbell, and her daddy's like,
How old
"What the hell are
is
you
he?
doing here, boy?" So I'm here to pick up your daughter. No, you're not. And so we had to like pull out a driver's license. I'm only 3 years older. It's okay. You know, but you know what? He made an effort. He made an effort, and it worked out. And I might not have been who he would have picked for her, but because she picked me, they made an effort and let me kind of grow on them, you know, across time. Didn't turn out too bad, did it? We've been married almost 40 years. We've been together 43 years. But you've got to, every situation needs a hero, and you've got to make an effort here, and you've got to be forgiving here. And let me say to you, when you're married, it is your job to manage your people, and it's your job to manage your people. It's not your job to manage his people, and his job to manage your people. We have to manage our own people because we brought them, and we're the ones that have the history with them. So it's your job to manage your mother. And she needs to understand that you're in for a penny, in for a pound. I get the feeling that aside from this, that you two have a very nice relationship, a very loving relationship. And I got a feeling that aside from this, I'm not saying anything's perfect, but from everything we could learn and talking to y'all, I've been doing this a long time. Did we ask y'all a lot of questions or what? But I got the feeling that there's a lot of joy in this relationship and a lot of laughter in that home. And I'm so glad to hear that. I mean, aren't they a nice young couple? Seriously? And you should be really proud of that because you raised a very nice young man here, and he is a reflection on you. You get a lot of credit for raising a very nice young man here. And you should be proud of your mother, because aside from this particular pain that she's having of recognizing that there's another woman in her son's life that's kind of painful adjustment for her, your job is to manage her. And she needs to understand from you, you know, Mom, I really love you. I want you in my life now and forevermore, but this is the next phase of my life, and I have an absolute, undivided loyalty to my wife.
And I've told these things.
And you draw from different accounts. You have a romantic love account that you draw from with your wife, and a maternal love account that you draw on from your mother, and those are completely separate. You know, loving her 100% still allows you to love her 100%. They're completely different. If it wasn't, it would be like really creepy. Those are completely different things. She is not at your expense at all, and she is not at your expense at all. They're very, very different. And if it comes down to, well, you just need to pick, you're going to lose 100 out of 100 times, or you need your head examined, because a man stands by his wife and family against all others. And if she chooses to be an adversary and forces that choice, it's an easy choice, right? You choose your wife and your child.
Absolutely.
And if you have to live in isolation, you do that. What you must do is just work hard and pray that she not create those ultimatums, and find ways to include your mother and support him in having a relationship with his mother. Be forgiving. She has said she hates you 9 ways from Sunday. She hates you. Wouldn't swerve the car if you were in the crosswalk. But she doesn't really mean that. It's just pain. She doesn't really hate you. I don't believe she hates you. She's just hurting, and she's scared, and so she's lashing out. Be understanding about that. And you be understanding that she's just a young wife and mother trying to find her way through this. But your loyalty is here, and it has to be.
Absolutely.
And I hope, and seriously, I would love for the two of y'all to sit down with a professional counselor and try to broker a peace. And I will make that arrangement for you if you will let me. You would participate in that, right? Say yes.
Yeah.
And say yes and mean it.
Yes, I will.
Okay. Would you do that?
I wanted to before.
That isn't the question.
I said I wanted to before, so why would I complain now?
We wouldn't be on TV if you said yes before.
Is that yes?
I did say yes before.
Oh, yeah, just
but
say
he
yes.
didn't want you there.
Just say yes.
Yes.
Thank you. My best advice for managing in-laws when we come back. I think that family is so very important. And, you know, the truth is we live in a very different world than we used to. It's a much more transient world. It's a much more fast-paced world. And that means that family is a more important anchor than it's ever been. Now, I've written a new book, the first one I've written in 5 years. It's called Life Code, The New Rules for Winning in the Real World. And it is based on the fact that we do live in a different world. The challenges are different. The rules are different. And when the rules change, you got to throw out the rule book because there has to be a new one. And so I've written what I think is important. And I'm going to talk in that book and tell you about how the world really works. Not how you wish it worked, not how it should work, but how it really works. And you're going to read this and say, Dr. Phil, good grief, I can't believe you said some of this, because I'm promising you this is not politically correct and it is irreverent, but I'm going to tell you the truth. And it's going to be a truth that you need to hear. And I'm very proud to say that my book is actually being published by my son Jay's publishing company. And right now it can only be purchased through their online bookstore, thebooknook.com, where it's available in an exclusive pre-sale. And everybody in the audience today is going home with a copy. All right? And I will tell you, you are among the first people in America to actually have this book. And I think you will really enjoy it. If you're worried about problems with a future mother-in-law, watch out for warning signs. If a future mother-in-law treats her son like a child and competes with you, be afraid, be very afraid. If a future mother-in-law is overly dependent on her son for emotional and lifestyle support, be afraid. If that mother-in-law attacks your character, be very afraid. I'll have more warning signs and advice on managing your in-laws on drphil.com. And daughter-in-laws, son-in-laws, remember, you're in-laws too. It's your job to get along. We'll see you next time. Thanks for being here.